Hello and welcome to your practice. My name is Keegan, the Balanced Nomad, and today I'm going to be taking you through this 20 minutes or so all levels practice. No props are required. If you do have some at home, you're always free to have them nearby, but I won't be using any today. And this class can be practiced at any time of the day, especially anytime you're needing an energy boost. And we're gonna just start in a seated position, just connecting with the breath before we start moving today. So feel free to keep the eyes open or shutting down the eyes. Just connecting with our breath in its natural rhythm. And we're gonna take 3 deep breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth with a sigh. Beginning, inhaling. Finding this twice more. And blinking, open the eyes, just coming to a tabletop position from here, moving to our hands and knees. Hands are underneath the shoulders and knees are underneath the hips. And you can find traditional cat and cow from here. So dropping belly, bringing head up on an inhale. Exhaling, we round out through the spine, bringing our chin to chest. Inhaling down. Exhaling, rounding out through the spine. And from here, we can just take some big circles, moving through the entire body here. And reversing the direction. And coming back to a neutral spine here, just finding a twist, coming to thread the needle. We're gonna inhale that right arm up straight, threading it underneath the left, bringing that right shoulder blade to the mat, keeping that left hand either planted beside the face or reaching overhead. Just here for a few breaths. If that left hand was overhead, just planting it beside the face. On an inhale, straightening through that right arm. And finding this on the opposite side, we inhale, lift the left arm. Bringing it through, bringing that left shoulder blade to the mat. Right hand stays pressed beside the face or reaching above us. A few deep breaths. And if that right hand was overhead, just planting it beside the face, re-extending through that left arm, coming back to our tabletop position. From here, bringing that right foot in between the hands, coming to our low lunge. Feeling nice and strong in the lower body, we can inhale those arms above us. We're gonna move to high lunge from this position. So using the strength of the lower body, you can also use your hands to help you here if you want a little extra push, and tucking through those back toes, just bringing up that back knee, maybe planting the leg to a comfortable distance and inhaling those arms overhead. You can also bring hands to prayer here if that feels comfortable. And dropping those hands down, moving to our first downward dog from here. So stepping that right foot back, coming to downward dog. We can paddle out the legs here. Dropping knees down, coming back to our tabletop position. Once again, coming to our low lunge, bringing that left foot in between the hands. Keeping hands on the mat or extending them overhead, your choice. We'll just be in low lunge for a few breaths. And maybe bringing hands down to sturdy us here as we tuck those back toes, lift that back knee, and come into our high lunge. Feel free to reposition anything that needs it, making sure knee is above ankle, maybe walking that back foot in slightly if that feels better, and keeping hands overhead, or maybe coming to prayer in the center of the chest. Warming up through the body. And once again, planting those hands, stepping back into our downward dog. Once again, you can choose to paddle out the legs here or maybe find stillness. And from here, coming to our three-legged dog, inhaling, lifting that right leg up, bending through the knee, opening up the hip. Bringing that knee in towards the chest, coming to our high lunge from here. We're going to use high lunge to transition here into our warrior 3 position. You can bring hands into prayer. We're going to slowly bring the weight into that front foot, maybe walking forward with the back, until we feel we can pick up those toes. Trying to create a parallel line with the body. You can keep hands in prayer, or maybe out beside you will help you find some balance. If you fall out, just remember you can always get back into the posture. And stepping back into our high lunge. Moving to our downward facing dog. Choosing stillness or maybe a bit of a rock, releasing out that hip. And once again, coming to our three-legged dog from here. Inhaling through that left leg, bending out through the knee, opening up the hip. Bringing knee in towards the chest, coming to our high lunge position. Once again, using this posture to transition, can bring hands into prayer, slowly bringing weight into that front foot until we can lift those toes, trying to create a parallel line with the body. Maybe keeping hands in prayer, or maybe bringing them out wide, trying to help you find your balance. Once again, bringing those back toes to the mat, coming to our high lunge, and moving to our downward dog. From here, bringing that right foot forward, bringing it to the outside of that right hand, coming to our lizard pose from here. Hands are on the inside. We can stay up on the hands, or optional to come down to your elbows if that's within your practice. If you have blocks at home, maybe propping elbows up onto blocks, but really just choosing whatever feels best for us today. We can tuck those back left toes and lift up that left knee. and finding a bit of a rock here, just opening up through those hips. From here, opening up the legs, using this wide leg forward fold to transition into lizard on the opposite side. So now left foot is on the outside of the hands, finding our lizard posture here. Optional to stay up on palms or come down to elbows if that feels appropriate for you. If not, just staying up on palms for a few breaths. Tucking those back toes, just rocking back and forth, feeling a nice extension. And once again, coming to this wide-legged forward fold, this time staying here, choosing your arm variation. You can grab the outside of the ankles or maybe clasp hands behind you. And with the feet, trying to bring toes slightly in, heels out. And walking ourselves back to the front, coming to our downward facing dog. Dropping the knees from here, just moving into our child's pose. Knees apart, toes together, walking those hands forward, bringing forehead to the mat. Coming back to our tabletop position from here. We're gonna move to pigeon from here. You can also transition from downward dog if that feels better. First, just bringing that right knee behind the right wrist and straightening out through that left leg. Staying up on fingertips, finding a back bend for one inhale. Exhale, folding ourselves down here. Coming down to elbows, maybe bringing forehead to the mat or blocks. Coming back onto hands, moving to tabletop. We can shake out to release the hips. Coming to pigeon on the opposite side, you can transition from tabletop or maybe downward dog if that feels better. Bringing that left knee behind the left wrist, straightening out through that right leg, coming up to fingertips, inhaling ourselves and folding forward. Maybe coming to elbows or bringing forehead to mat if that's available. Walking ourselves up with the hands, just bringing that right foot forward. Coming to seated, maybe taking some windshield wiper motions first to release that intense hip opener. And straightening out through the legs, just finding our forward fold from here, moving any extra flesh under the seat bones out of the way. We can inhale up straight and bending forward, hinging from the hips, grabbing onto whatever is available and dropping head down. walking ourselves up with the hands. And just coming to a seated position in the center of the mat, closing out our practice from here. Reconnecting with the breath just like we did at the beginning of class. And bringing hands to prayer in the center of the chest, sending ourselves love and gratitude for showing up on the mat today. I'm going to chant Om one time to close. Feel free to join me here, inhaling to chant. Bringing hands to forehead and bowing forward. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me. I hope you feel really good in your body and that you have an amazing rest of your day. I hope to practice with you very soon. Thank you so much.